All right, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into another edition of High School Broadcasting here. Next Level Broadcasting's coverage tonight includes the Gaylord Blue Devils and the Elk Rapids Elks. We're looking live at Elk Rapids High School right now. Team's getting warmed up, about 4 minutes to go before tip-off. Charles Trail joined by Trevor Huffman tonight from Huffman Basketball Elite Academy. And, well, we've got a really special matchup, out-of-conference clash between the Lake Michigan Conference and Elk Rapids and Gaylord Blue Devils from the Big North Conference. Some interesting styles tonight that will be on display. Obviously, just looking at these matchups, the Blue Devils definitely have the size advantage. But first, I want to welcome in my co-host tonight, Trevor. Good evening. How are you doing?
Good, man. I'm happy to be here. Just got in from North Carolina. The weather's a little bit nicer in Raleigh, I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
But, growing up in Petoskey, I can adapt to this cold. It'd be nice if I could put some shoes on and play a high school game again like back in the day with Coach Starkey and the Tom Johnsons of the Gaylords of the world. So it's exciting to be here and watch.
Tonight, I would say, to just kind of piggyback off of that point, is going to be two interesting styles of play. The Blue Devils have the advantage in terms of the size, length, and athleticism. The Elks have a very vaunted pressure defense. They want to press. They want to get up and down, create more possessions, create some havoc. We'll see what and how the Blue Devils guards handle that type of pressure and this hectic environment that the Elks want to create when they play basketball.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, Luke
Gilo, yeah.
Luke Gilo, who, has come to a lot of Huffman basketball stuff, but I've actually never seen him live.
Okay.
And he's, from what I hear, the scouts have told me he's a D1 athlete. And I want to see how he defends, how he plays, his IQ, how he makes players better on the court. Excited to see him maybe get a few dunks.
Well, if he certainly gets out in transition, that opens up that possibility for Luke Gilo, as he is a very springy athlete and he's also rangy. In terms of size, he kind of reminds me a little bit of a guy that I played against. His name was Chris Haas. That's a lengthy, wiry kind of frame and just has springs in the lower extremities. So
Pelston Hornet.
Exactly. Pelston Hornet, Chris Haas. Also, shout out to a Bucknell Bison.
Yes.
Or Bison.
Oh, did you know, fun fact for you fans out there, Pelston has a clay shooting team. I have a T-shirt. I did a camp there this summer, and I got one of the only Nike Elite clay shooting warm-up shirts.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah,
and I did not know that was in existence.
Yeah.
So once again, here about a minute away from getting things underway, this has been the Gaylord Eye Care Center pregame show here on Next Level Broadcasting. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll have the national anthem starting lineups live from Elk Rapids High School. This is high school basketball on Next Level Broadcast.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision-related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Sportsmanship is expected at Elk Rapids High School. Please refrain
All right, getting ready to get things underway. Starting lineups for the Gaylord Blue Devils, it'll be Trino Lemerato, Aiden Locker, and Aiden Locker there. And we do have a change to the starting lineups for the Blue Devils. So it's Luke Gilo, the third starter, and the fourth starter will be Will Bethy. So Bethy, the fourth starter, and entering the starting lineup tonight. Big number 43, Connor Byram. Byram, the all-state first team field goal and punter for the Gaylord High School football team this year. So interesting fact there. And I'm going to send it over to my co-partner, Trevor Huffman, and as he introduces the Elk Rapids Elks.
Oh boy. We got Owen Spencer. Christian Kerfoot. A shooting guard. He's got some length. We're going to see who some of these athletes are. Noah Hilly. Even Summers. Summers basketball family is well known in the Northern Michigan college. I'm excited to see some summer talent. And last but not least, Brendan Shockley coming in at center.
Well, I hope you're just settling in. We want to thank you for making us a part of your Tuesday evening pregame show here, always sponsored by the Gaylord Eye Care Center. We're just about ready to get things underway. Charles Strail and Trevor Huffman live from Elk Rapids High School. Blue Devils and Elks in a non-conference early basketball season showdown. It's December 19th, and these teams looking to get back to winning ways. Elk Rapids had a tough home loss here last Friday night to Traverse City St. Francis, so they want to get back into the winning column. And we're about ready to get things going from center court between Elks and Blue Devils. Here we go. It starts now.
Uh-oh.
And immediately off the jump, we got an over and back call.
Over and back. It's a tough call.
So that'll be the first turnover against the Blue Devils. And inbounding it for the Elks is Haven Summers. He'll inbound it, get it to Hilly. First possession for the Elks. Gilo guarding Hilly. Haven Summers guarded by Lemerato. Far side it goes, swung around, Shockley has it. Havers inside, nice little flex cut, but no good. Controlled by Shockley, and the Elks reset off that offensive rebound. Summers gets a high ball screen from Spencer, and that's an offensive foul going against Spencer. So the first two turnovers, and we're going to count offensive fouls as turnovers tonight, but that's the first turnover, first personal foul against Spencer. And the Elks as Gaylord inbounds it to Lemerato. Far side it goes to Lemerato. Inside to Connor Byram, and he gets it up and in for 2 points. So Connor Byram breaks the seal on this game, and the Blue Devils are up 2-0 over the Elks. Hilly's going to pull the three-pointer, no good. Tapped out of bounds by Brendan Shockley, and it'll be Blue Devil basketball.
Gaylord came out and ran that high ball screen. Elk Rapids looked to hard hedge. They hit the lift guy for an easy basket. The help side on ER has got to come over from that other side after that bottom defender tags.
And we'll see how Gaylord chooses to play that. If you put Gilo in the corner, that help defender is going to have a hard decision to make on whether he comes over or not. As Lemerato's working through the middle of the paint, gets it back up to Locker. He finds Byram at the right elbow, and the Blue Devils reset up top to Bethy. Bethy looking to try and find someone open, extensive ball pressure. Connor Byram spins through the paint, no good on the jump shot. Rebounded, controlled by Haven Summers. He fires it up to Hilly. Summers sets up the offense as the Blue Devils continue with the man-to-man defense. Elk Rapids moving it around. Summers drives shut off nicely by Bethy. Looking to get a high ball screen up top. No good. And up top to Hilly. He'll try to drive on Gilo. Kick out to Spencer. Up top, and it's reset once again. Good defensive possession by the Blue Devils here. There's a little double on Kerfoot at the elbow. And Hilly's going to put it on the deck, try to make something happen. No good. Coming out of there with it is Aiden Locker. He's got a 2-on-2 break-even number. He gets picked up in the corner. Gilo has it knocked out of bounds right in front of us, and it will be Blue Devil basketball sideline out of bounds. And a quick timeout taken on the far side, taken by the Blue Devils as, well, almost 2 minutes in the books here, Trevor, and both teams still trying to find their footing offensively. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so far a lot of patience from both teams. You know, Elk Rapids probably got 10 to 11 passes on that last offense. So they're moving the ball. You know, they got to get downhill on these closeouts. You know, for Elk Rapids to score, I think they got to be able to sniff out that rim and get 2 feet in the lane and really look to score if they don't have an advantage. You know, then kick it out. You know, with all that ball movement, you got to be a threat to score. You got to look at the rim. You got to make them close out and then create that advantage. But Gaylord is big. I didn't, you know, this punter, how far can he punt? I mean, this guy can punt a mile. He's huge. He's strong.
He averaged over 50 yards per punt.
Yeah.
And I think his field goal range was about 50 yards.
Yeah. Would you want to run against him if you were the punt receiver?
No.
He's coming at you.
No.
It's the worst fear my entire life is seeing a punter that big coming at me. I would lay down.
As it's inbounded to Lamorato for the Blue Devils. He's drive shut off nicely by Kerfoot. Gilo has it up top, and that's, a mistake, and it's stolen by Shockley. Second turnover by the Blue Devils. Spencer has it. Swung around to Shockley. Kerfoot drives inside, and it's tapped to Haven Summers. He puts it on the deck, finds an open look for Owen Spencer. Spencer tees it up and knocks it in. Good ball movement by the Elks, taking advantage and getting 2 points off that turnover as they're able to set up their full court press. Blue Devils have it. Nice baseline bounce pass to their man right there. That was Will Bethy, who was able to get that layup.
It's a great flash by Luke to get in there in the middle, and then just defense steps up. He drops that little bounce pass. Nice play.
Yeah, nice job. Just a little pocket pass.
A little pocket pass, exactly. I love a good pocket pass.
As Kerfoot has it driving against Locker. Little dribble handoff up top. Corner kick to Shockley. He's going to take the three-pointer. No good. Rattles out. Tipped out by Spencer Wright. Oh, big man could have had a head of steam there as Gilo's going to drive. Left-handed drive. No good. He's fouled. And he will go to the free throw line.
It's an offensive foul.
So Luke Gilo called for the offensive foul.
He dipped his shoulder a tad. You know, it's a tough call. Tough call. You're at home. You're on the road. You know, you got to be careful about lowering that shoulder.
So 4 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nice little baseline drive by Kerfoot, and he puts it up and puts it in. So Kerfoot, second Elk to score tonight. Lamorato being doubled on the near side. Blue Devils trying to work it around the corner as best as they can. Gilo with it up top, guarded by Hilly, takes the 17-footer. No good. Offensive rebound put back by Bethy, controlled by Shockley, and the Elks are off and running. Forward up the floor to Hilly, back to Kerfoot on the skip. Kerfoot driving, and he's fouled by Bethy, and that'll be another team foul against the Blue Devils. It'll be their, I believe, second team foul.
Yeah, I think Luke wanted to ISO there at the top. He kind of got caught. His big man came in to set a screen. They were a little disjointed there offensively, and he ended up taking a tough shot. You know, he probably wants that one back.
Yeah, Yeah, I would agree with that statement. So far for the Elks, it's Spencer with 2 and Kerfoot with 2 points. For the Blue Devils, it's Byram with 2 and Bethy with 2, as the Elks are getting ready to inbound, as they do to Hilly. Little ball screen, nice slip by Shockley. Nice cut inside by Cotterman, and it's up and in. Good action on that side ISO pick and roll. And the Blue Devils down 6-4.
Yeah, they ran a pro cut for Hilly, followed by a ball screen. So it's kind of a nice action. Oh, boy.
And there's Luke Gilo.
Boy.
He's going to take off and punch it. And the Blue Devils tied this game at 6 points apiece. Well, you don't have to run any offense there, do you, Trevor? Just get it to the guy in space.
I wish I could jump that high. It was a great takeoff. I mean, you know, that's what we were talking about. He's
right.
He's a heck of an athlete, and it's fun to see athletes, you know, who put
backdoor
time into
cut.
the game.
Cotterman finds Keldy. A couple of substitutions coming in for the Elks, as that one is almost turned over. Cotterman gets it on the revamp. Corner kick to Keldy, no good. Gilo fighting for the defensive board, and it's going to be Blue Devil basketball. So Luke Gilo making his way into the scorer's book with the emphatic left-handed slam in semi-transition.
You got to make sure you're rotating quick on Luke if he's coming especially to the left hand, you know.
And sometimes that can get a scorer going when they get a shot like that, as Lamorato working against this Elk pressure. Gets lucky to find Aiden Locker on the escape valve. Blue Devils trying to go inside to Vanderveer. Back to Locker, but blows the layup. Rebounded by Shockley, and the Elks clear. Running, no numbers. Even number break. Ball screen. Cotterman sets it. Hilly uses it. Pump fake by Keldy over to the corner to Shockley. 1 minute, 45 seconds. Good drive inside. Elk, no good. Over the top, rebound by Luke Gilo. And the Blue Devils have numbers if they choose to pursue. Corner kick to Locker. Nice find on the hammer pass. No good. Offensive rebound, no good. Blue Devils trying to put it back up and fouled. Going to the free throw line for the Blue Devils is Noah Vanderveer. Actually, will they call that? I guess they're calling that on the floor.
This game to me is a game of pace and pressure. You know, if Gaylord can handle some of this pressure and break through the front court to, you know, get some easy layups, they've had some good looks. They just haven't fallen.
That foul was called against Keegan Cotterman. So each team with 3 fouls apiece right now. Blue Devils inbound to Luke Gilo. Running a little high ball screen with Vanderveer. Doubled by the Elks, forcing it out of his hands. Let's keep an eye on that ball screen strategy defensively for Elk Rapids. Inside it goes. Trying to make his way into the paint. Maybe rejected. And cleared out by Shockley. And the Elks with a 2-on-2 break. Kerfoot now with it up top. Hands off to Cotterman. He'll take the three-pointer. Rattles in and out. Gilo clears on the rebound. Blue Devils now pushing up the floor. Lamorato has it at the top. Corner kick to Locker. Teeing it up for 3 and getting all 3. So Aiden Locker is in the books. Blue Devils with their first make from distance. Kerfoot coming right back and knocks it down again. So teams trading 3-point buckets right now. Kerfoot's got 5 for the Elks. As that one is knocked out of bounds, it'll be Elk Rapids basketball, the 3rd turnover of the quarter for the Blue Devils. And it's still knotted up at 9 points apiece with 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Entertaining game so far, isn't it, Trevor?
I like it. I like the energy in here. You know, there's nothing better than watching athletes get up and down the court, pressuring, trapping. You know, we're seeing some, you know,
as Kerfoot takes the next 3 and buries it again. So Kerfoot with back-to-back 3-pointers to extend the Elk lead 12-6. And he's stolen it. He's got the floater, no good off the back iron, and that's going to send us to the end of the first quarter from Elk Rapids. Your score 12-9, Elks over the Gaylord Blue Devils. This is high school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back in 30 seconds after these messages. Stay tuned. Second quarter underway after this.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
And welcome back. Second quarter action about underway here. High school basketball on Next Level Broadcasting, brought to you by the Gaylord Eye Care Center with 4 locations in Gaylord, Bel Air, Sheboygan, and Boyne City. There's no excuse to not get those eyes checked, get you feeling right for the game time. And if you're a player, a scorer's keeper, or an official, this year Next Level Broadcasting is partnering with the Gaylord Eye Care Center. If you are one of those 3 people, a scorer's keeper, an official, or a player, you can head on in for a free eye check, as it's the Gaylord Eye Care.
Broadcaster.
We're still working on that one.
My eyes I got mole sight. I can't see anything from back here.
Well, we'll have to see if we can send you down into our friends to get you
I'd love that.
your eye checked. So it's Elk Rapids basketball to begin the second quarter. Working it around the perimeter, finding an open jump shot. Luke Gilo sneers the rebound, pushing it up to Lamorato. Nice bounce pass inside to Vanderveer, and he traveled. By our unofficial tally, that's the 4th Blue Devil turnover of the game. As I said, unofficial because I'm keeping track with my fingers.
It's unbelievable. You're a wizard. The man behind the curtain over here, he does everything.
As the Elks weaving around in the paint, out to the hottest shooter on the floor. Kerfoot, no good on that one. Keeping it alive is Owen Spencer. Back to Kerfoot. Spencer has it up top, working against Luke Gilo. Dribble handoff to Kerfoot at the top of the key. Penetrating move by Keldy. Owen Spencer with the 17-footer, no good. Luke Gilo clears far up the floor to Vanderveer, and he slows things down for the Blue Devils. 12-6 here, Elk Rapids on top. Gilo sizing up Cotterman, pulls the three-pointer, no good, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Elk Rapids basketball.
Yeah, Luke left that one a little short. He ISO'd at the top, and has he pulled from the 3? It's just a little flat.
Elk Rapids, nice little middle of the key ball screen. Cotterman with it now, driving against Gilo. Gilo playing with 1 foul, and that's going to be rebounded by the Blue Devils. Gilo has it driving middle, puts up the floater, and gets the friendly bounce. That's an Antrim County taxpayer roll Gilo got, and he's got 4 points now in the game.
You got a friendly Luke Johnson roll there for all you Gaylord Devil legends out there.
As Elk Rapids on the dribble handoff exchange, shots no good, rebounded inside by the Blue Devils. Gilo with a little bit of traffic that he's trying to navigate as the Blue Devils pushing it. Vanderveer catches it in the corner. And for them, Blue Devils are moving this one around into the game. For the Blue Devils, checking in is Carson Pointer. He's got 1 rebound here as he has it right now, guarded by Spencer. Also in is Connor Fake. So Fake and Pointer, Vanderveer, Lamorato, and Gilo, the 5 on the 4 for the Blue Devils, and another timeout taken. And while we have a timeout taken, we're going to tell everybody about our friend Trevor Huffman and his basketball camps that he's got going on in northern Michigan coming up over the holidays. So if you can see right there on screen, the Huffman basketball camps, it's the Huffman basketball camps and elite training. They're happening all over the state and Raleigh, North Carolina, but primarily focusing on northern Michigan for the purposes of this message. You can go online and you can sign up your son or daughter to register. You can go to www.hbelitetraining.com/camps. And there are 3 camps coming up. First one is this Saturday at Traverse City Central High School. And he's got another one Wednesday, December 27th at Manton. And then the last one will be December 30th in at Immaculate Conception Elementary School in Traverse City. So that's Huffman basketball camps. Once again, hbelitetraining.com/camps to get your son or daughter registered and be a part of something special. And this one is thrown out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover by the Elks.
Yeah, just a little token pressure on the side out, and just threw it over his head.
As it's inbounded, Haven Summers back into the game for the Elks. Working it around the perimeter. Dribble hands off to Cotterman. Cotterman back to Kerfoot as they work this around the perimeter. Nice possession here as Kerfoot, or excuse me, that was Summers, had to kind of dig it out of there as he ran into the two Blue Devils. Kerfoot finds, or he's looking for Spencer, working around the perimeter. Nice flex cut inside to Kerfoot as he kicks it back out. Cotterman shows, goes, spins, 15-footer. Oh, no good. Everything but the bucket. Offensive board by Spencer, fighting around for it. He's got it. Back it goes to Summers. Three-pointer, no good. Controlled by Locker and the Blue Devils. Elks still continuing to swarm. It's an important stretch of time right now, Trevor, for the Blue Devils as Luke Gilo is on the bench, resting. So we'll see. We'll mark it. It's 12-11 right now as Gilo heads to the bench for a key stretch. Blue Devils looking a little bit dazed and confused. Connor Fake tees up the three from the corner. No good. Rebounded inside, and the Blue Devils continue that possession. Offensive rebound was Caden Keck who got that one. And they're trying to work it around. Cotterman trying to play the passing lane. Keck teeing up the three-pointer, and Keck knocks it down. So big-time bucket by Caden Keck, and he's on the scoreboard with a three-pointer for the Blue Devils, and big-time shot by him from the corner. Second three of the game for the Blue Devils. Little horn set. Spencer going inside. Shockley back out to Cotterman. He tees up the three, no good. Inside rebound by Shockley. Little turnaround baby hook shot is good. And we got a two-point game, or a tie game, I should say. Shockley with his first 2 points. And that one's knocked out of bounds. 3 minutes, 46 seconds. Luke Gilo checking back in for the Blue Devils. And actually it was turned over, so it'll be Elk basketball. And they get it inbounded to Haven Summers. Little double stagger screen as Summers has it working up top, guarded by Lamorato. Cotterman gets a high ball screen from Bargy. Nice little pocket pass. Bargy on the roll, and Bargy finishes at the rim. Good execution of that ball screen between those two players, and it's 16-14. Gilo drives baseline, scoops it around underneath and in. So Gilo with another bucket. And we're back, knotted up at 16 points again.
It's a great move by Luke. He got his right shoulder dipped. He went baseline. If I'm guarding Luke, I'm not letting him go left.
Right.
You know, it's tough though. He's a really good athlete. He's great with that left hand.
Running a little dribble handoff action. Cotterman triggers another three. No good. Rebounded inside by Keck. Keck has Luke Gilo on a breakaway. This could be showtime, and it certainly is. Luke Gilo pounding down another one. He's got 8 points now for the Blue Devils.
He made that look a little too easy.
He did. And it's 18-16, almost stolen away. Bargy has it inside, and Bargy puts it up and in for the Elks. So Bargy and Gilo going back and forth, and timeouts taken by Elk Rapids here with 2 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And if you're just now joining us, well, you might want to hit the rewind button there on YouTube and check out Luke Gilo's latest of 2 dunks that he's got in this game. That one, well, to the everyday fan, it looked really easy, like you could get off your couch and do that. But he had to take a little off that because he was by himself there, wasn't he, Trevor?
I mean, I I want to jump like that.
Right.
You know,
Bottle that up and sell it.
Yeah, I want. Is it in the Wheaties? Like, what is he eating for breakfast?
I don't know. You'd probably have to ask the cafeteria ladies at Gaylord High School.
You got to figure that out.
What they're putting in his lunchtime.
A two-handed slam just looked like a routine walk in the park. Just walking my dog, and I'm gonna just rise up and hammer a tomahawk home. So it's fun to watch.
So far things knotted up at 18. What have you noticed about how these two teams are trying to play this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, Elk Rapids has done a good job of speeding them up, trapping, getting the ball out of Luke's hands.
As Luke turns it over right there, stolen away by Hilly. Hilly up the floor to Summers. Summers trying to save it, stolen away by Gilo. Blue Devils coming back. 3-on-3, even-numbered break. Good job of defensive transition by Elk Rapids. Swung over to Aiden Locker. Another three-pointer is up and good for Locker, and the Blue Devils have a 3-point lead.
He's got a great look with the stroke. He did a good job of driving and kicking to the weak side when that rotation happened, and feet were set. Bang, bang.
And Locker with his second three-pointer of the ball game. Elks go inside. Stolen away by Caden Keck. It was Bargy who turned it over at the high post area. Lamorato catches on the baseline. Back to Locker. Heat check for him. Oh, around and down. Inside rebound by Byram. And Byram is fouled, and that will be, wow, only the first team foul of the quarter.
Just let him play. We're letting him play here today. I love it. I like when the two big guys go at it inside.
Oh, it's fun to watch. And that's kind of the matchup now. Byram and Elks have countered with Bargy inside as Gilo misses from the corner. And it's Hilly all the way with the head of steam. There's going to be a foul called. That's going to be a blocking called against Trino Lamorato. And Hilly will go to the free throw line. And he's still searching for his first points of the quarter, or I should say the half.
Yeah, I think if Lockhart had just stood in there instead of turning, he kind of shaded his shoulder like he didn't want the contact. Right. That's a tough one because he was set. He just turned his shoulder and didn't really take the charge head on.
I misspoke there. I said that the foul was on Trino Lamorato. It was on Aiden Locker. That is Locker's second personal foul as Hilly misses the first free throw. First free throw of the game that the Elks have taken. Blue Devils still haven't attempted a free throw either.
Who needs free throws? Let's just play.
Let's just roll it out there and play as Hilly unable to get the second one to go. On the ground for it is Gilo and Shockley. A possession arrow is going to favor the Blue Devils, and it's 21-18. They'll get the possession here. Blue Devils come out of that one unscathed, not giving up any points on the free throws or the offensive rebound.
It's the last blob out of bounds for Gaylord. They ran it for Luke coming off that baseline. He took it out, threw it in, came off a baseline screen to the corner. From this angle, you can really see the rotation, the arc on his shot. It's just looking a little flat today.
Right.
In the first half. His legs are not flat.
No.
But the arc is just.
Can that, if you're really feeling bouncy on a night, can that impact your jump shot if you're feeling like you're extra springy sometimes? You feel like your release timing is off just a hair?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on if what kind of shooter you're. A set shooter, right. He doesn't really elevate a ton unless he's kind of isoing. His set shot, it's just got to get a little bit more arc. But when he's isoing, he's really elevating. That's when you got to be really getting your arc up.
Byram hands to Gilo. Keck has it over in the far side corner to Keck. Lamorato over to Byram. Keck in the corner, driving on the baseline. Hammer pass to Lamorato. Lamorato going to drive baseline. Nice move taken with the defense. Blocked by Kerfoot. And Elk Rapids coming the other way with it. Good defensive play by Kerfoot. Hilly driving middle. Floater is up. No good. Rebound by Gilo. He rose over the top for that one. To Trino Lamorato off the backboard. Trying to find Gilo on the and one mixtape dunk. No good. Summers, nice little hop step inside, no good. And it's going to be out of bounds off of counter Byram, so the Elks will maintain possession. I don't know what was going on there, Trevor, but I don't think Trino Limerato meant to put that one off the backboard in that circumstance.
I feel like he was a little out of control. He didn't know if he wanted to shoot it or pass it. Got stuck not going off 2 feet and threw it off the backboard for what he thought was going to be a monster dunk.
As the Elks now control, chance to tie before halftime. Kerfoot, who's the leading scorer in the game for Elk Rapids with 8 points.
Kerfoot's playing a great game, under control. He's hitting the gaps.
Shockley has it. Swung around the perimeter to Summers, short on the shot. Kerfoot with the save, and after 2 quarters are in the books, we're going to go to halftime between these two teams. It's a 21-18 game. Blue Devils on top by 3. And a lot of that has been due to the outstanding perimeter shooting by the Blue Devils, making some shots from deep in this one. We're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show here on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll step aside. When we come back, our first half summary, look ahead to the third quarter after these messages.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now. Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Okay, here we are on the Next Level Broadcasting Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show here live from Elk Rapids High School. Charles Strail and Trevor Huffman here bringing this one to you tonight on Tuesday, December 19th, live from Northern Michigan. We got a good one here cooking from Elk Rapids High School as the Blue Devils have a 3-point lead after 2 quarters are in the books. Trevor, kind of break down and talk us through what you've seen here stylistically between these two teams after 16 minutes of play.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a game of turnovers. You know, I think we've seen the Blue Devils get sped up when they've had advantages in the transition and then kind of getting to the basket, turning it over, throwing bad passes right at the end of the play. You know, when you really need to take care of that ball, play off 2 feet. The Blue Devils have missed a few opportunities. Now, the Elk Rapids, you know, Kerfoot has played amazing. Bergie's come off the bench and really – he's done some good things. They're battling inside. I think offensive rebounds, you know, the ER has done a pretty good job just turning up the pressure and causing some, some panic and some turnovers in the Blue Devils. So it'll be interesting to see if the Blue Devils can slow down and connect the pass and really beat the pressure. It'll be interesting to see how they come out in the second half. If ER can, if Elk can hit some shots,
right?
They gotta look. They gotta hit some threes because they're kind of playing the motion with a little flex cut action. But if you drive and kick and you can't shoot,
right?
What
good does that do?
What good does that do? You might as well just cut or dunk like Luke does.
One of the players that you were interested in watching a lot was Luke Gilo coming into this game. What have you seen from him so far from like a touting or scouting standpoint that's impressed you the most based off of what you heard versus what you've seen now?
Yeah, one of our head trainer, Wills Lee, with Huffman basketball, we work with a lot of kids in Northern Michigan. I haven't personally got to see Luke or work with him. For me, it's looking at his athleticism times his work ethic. Can he work hard and be a talented player? To me, I want to see a little bit more effort defensively on the ball. You know, to me, he leaves a little bit on the table. He could really dominate on the ball with pressure and really forcing turnovers and forcing, mistakes from those guards. I'd like to see a little bit more defensively from him. Offensively, we're just talking about shot making. At this point, are you going to be a D1 player, if you're not knocking down, 45, 50% of your threes?
Right.
I think his mid-range game, his attacking the rim game, his athleticism to me is definitely, I've seen a lot of D1 players that can't dunk.
Right.
My little brother could not dunk, but he could shoot, 50% from the three, and you couldn't leave him open.
Sure.
So to me, it's just about developing those skills. His athleticism is definitely D2, D1 level. I think for me, he's got to be able to take over the game.
Sure.
If you're a D1 player, I don't care who's out here. You have to basically say, I'm going to either get layups for my teammates, just easy shots. I'm going to take over the game, or I'm just such a pure shooter that they're going to have to run me off every time I get the ball. They're going to have to run two guys at me.
Sure. One thing we've seen from a schematic standpoint on Elk Rapids, they've been blitzing these ball screens, and for people at home, we don't want to get you lost in the jargon of basketball here, but blitzing the ball screen is essentially when you're going to have a hard double anytime Luke Gilo has the ball. One thing that the Blue Devils can do to alleviate that pressure is to run like another ball screen off of that.
Yeah, I would like to see Luke in a ball screen.
Right.
What do you do then? Are you gonna hard hedge and let and try to stop the ball with Luke setting a screen? Sometimes taking the ball out of your best player's hand and using him as a screener to get open is a better option. Especially at this level where everybody can focus on you. Everybody can trap you, and you got to get rid of the ball. I think that's a lost art in today's game, where now you're moving without the ball, you're setting screens and slipping and getting offensive position. How many offensive rebounds has Luke got? I think he has he's really good with the ball. I want to see more off the ball. I think that makes the game easier for the entire Gaylord team.
For Elk Rapids offensively, their offensive production has been led by Christian Kerfoot. He's got 8 points, and he's played a really nice offensive game. His pace and control, I think, has done a lot for Elk Rapids in this game just to settle them into this one. Also, he's made a couple of excellent defensive plays. He had to block a couple of steals, and he's kind of been the straw that's been stirring the drink for them offensively, as a couple of their other offensive players haven't quite got into a rhythm so far in this game.
Yeah, I think you said it right. The straw that stirs the drink. Man, that was a good one. You got to teach me more of these.
Okay.
I need some more color because I'm black and white right now.
And so, I mean, you're just looking at that. And Kerfoot, he's got 8 points. Other than that, the Elks have gotten 4 huge bench points coming from the big man Bargy inside. And it came at critical points and times. I believe 2 of those 4 points came right after a Gilo dunk. So when you're able to kind of, ride the storm out, if you're the Elks, after a couple of those momentum-changing plays, I think Bargy gave the Elks some really good minutes off the bench. For the Elks, they're still looking for some scoring from Hilly. He led them in scoring on Friday night versus Traverse City's St. Francis, so he's having a little hard time right now getting open. We'll see what the Elks come out with, as they're having a lengthy halftime conversation right now, about 1 minute and 55 seconds before we start the third quarter here. Gaylord out warming up, as you can see. Elk Rapids still waiting to see them here. What type of adjustments would you anticipate seeing in the third quarter?
That's a good question. I think for Gaylord, just continuing to slow down, when they're getting trapped, retreat dribbles and, ball fakes and not looking where you want to pass it. Guys flashing to the middle like Luke did that one time off the ball. Luke flashed one time off the ball, found, an easy layup. And I think stuff like that on ER's side, continue to manufacture points off turnovers. I think they, right now they're not shooting great, so you have to try to manufacture points in different ways, whether it's getting turnovers and traps, keeping Kerfoot, and I thought Cotterman had some great passes. He slipped that little pocket pass to Bargy. They've actually made some great offensive plays out of that pick and roll and those
Yeah, I would say that pick and roll offense for Elk Rapids has been their most effective form of getting open shots. Had a couple of nice slips and couple rolls. And it really just depends on the coverage that the Blue Devils are playing, that whether it's with two guards or a big and a guard. Elks seemingly having a good game plan against that pick and roll defense for the Blue Devils. So I think that's both two interesting vantage points looking forward to the third quarter as it pertains to the Blue Devils handling the pressure. You know, those you said those pullback dribbles in Elk Rapids, continuing to find spacing offensively. This has been the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show here on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back in 15 seconds after this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, here we are, third quarter just about ready to get set and underway, as it'll be the Elks ball to begin here from Elk Rapids High School. Charles Streld joined by Trevor Huffman. Once again, this game has been played within a 5-point margin throughout. It's a 3-point lead right now for the Blue Devils as Shockley gets ready to inbound to Haven Summers, and we're underway in the third quarter of play from Elk Rapids. Blue Devils showing a zone look defensively off the jump. Inside it goes to Spencer. Bounce pass knocked away by Bethy. And a good first stop of the quarter for the Blue Devils. Hand off on the far side to Bethy. Connor Byram coming up as a relief valve. Bethy driving all the way. Floater no good. Spencer clears the rebound for the Elks up to Shockley. Shockley finds Summers. Kerfoot now. Corner it goes to Hilly. Three-pointer for him. No good. Rebound comes out to Aiden Locker. He's got a man up in front. That's Bethy. And Bethy is going to score it. Count it and the foul. William Bethy going to the free throw line with the hoop and the harm, with one more coming his way. And the Blue Devils open up a 5-point lead. And that's the first foul against Haven Summers.
A nice strong take by William Bethy there on his right side on the transition. Just stayed focused and finished.
Offensive rebound by Luke Gilo as he soared for that one as Spencer kind of mistimed his jump. And Blue Devils were able to take advantage, and they're opening up a 7-point lead. Corner three by Kerfoot, and it's nothing but net. Sorry we missed that one there on the camera angle, but Christian Kerfoot knocking down yet another three, and it's back to a 4-point game. And Blue Devils dribbling around. Lemorado with it. Gilo driving. Shots up. Shots no good. Almost heard a whistle, but didn't see it called. Corner goes to Shockley. And it's a dribble handoff. Shockley teeing up the three, and he makes it. So back-to-back three-pointers by the Elks have whittled this down to a 1-point game. Shockley and Kerfoot knocking them down from the corner.
That was a matchup problem there on the 2-3. Luke came back on defense on the wrong side, but he was there, and then he just tried to rotate late, but gave up an open three.
Gilo on the rotation, pulls the three-pointer and knocks it down. Luke Gilo with 13 points now, and teams trading 3 points as another three by Hilly. That's going to count, and an away from the ball foul will go against. Let's see, is it going to go against Spencer, or is it going to go
against Connor, I think, from his body language. Oh, yeah.
So Connor Byram whistled for the foul. That's his first personal foul. And we've opened up a flurry of three-pointers so far in this third quarter, as the Elks have made 3, and Blue Devils just made their first in the corner. It's inbounded to Shockley. Inside to Spencer. Blue Devils still staying in this zone look. Spencer back to Kerfoot. Kerfoot, just missed it on the short side of the rim. Rebounded to Lemorado. He tries to dribble through 2 Elks. Bonham first to the floor. Bethy now with it. Swung to Gilo up top. Back to Bethy. Baseline drive. Nice play. Couldn't finish on the layup. And Elks control comes out to Hilly. Elks can take the lead here with the made field goal. Corner it goes. Kerfoot Summers with the 3 offensive board to Spencer. And, wow, snuck a pass inside to Hilly. Hilly needs to get out of there. He might get called for 3 seconds, but no. Short corner for Spencer, no good. Gilo clears soaring high for the rebound, and the Blue Devils have it coming across the timeline. Corner it goes. Gilo on a nice little off-the-ball screen. No good. Controlled by Kerfoot. Elks with numbers. Nice pass inside to Haven Summers. No good. Kerfoot right there to clean up the mess.
Again.
And, well, right now, Christian Kerfoot doing a lot of the heavy lifting. He's got 5 points in the quarter and 13 points in the game as the Elks are up by 1 point. Luke Gilo being guarded by Shockley. Gilo going all the way to the strong hand and answers right back. Gilo now with 15 points in the contest. And that is Hilly, no good on the 3-pointer, rebounded by Byram and the Blue Devils. Lamorato has it, finds Byram. Nice pass, nice drive, going all the way is Aiden Locker, no good. Bonham tries to clean it up, back to Gilo, and man, he soars for the easy left-handed finger roll. Give him 17 points now in the game. And he's starting to percolate a little bit offensively.
He's getting some easy points, moving without the ball, just like we talked about. You know, he's also his 3-pointer had great rotation and arc on it, so he's focused and he's locked in right now.
Elk Rapids working a little bit more dribble handoff and weave action as that 3-pointer's no good. Rebounded offensively by Spencer, no good. Tapped around, tracked out of there. This could be showtime again for Luke Gilo, and he's going to throw it down again. Luke Gilo with 9 points in the quarter, and the Blue Devils extend it to a 5-point lead once again.
You know, the Elk Rapids has got to take care here not to just, you know, get up too many threes. They got to find a way to get some easy baskets, you know, find the short corner, some flashing, some offensive rebounds. You know, right now I see that short corner option.
Yep, the short corner is definitely there. But maybe they could get like a middle pin and then a quick snap rotation to that corner to Spencer or potentially to Hilly if they were to rotate this. Up top to Haven Summers, back to Hilly. Little penetration to the elbow, tapped away by Lamorato. 2 minutes, and we got a foul on a hand check going against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of fouls. You know, this game, refs have let them play, and you know, it's had a really good flow as the pace is picked up here in this third quarter.
Checking into the game for the Blue Devils is Carson Pointer, but we've got a timeout taken on the floor. And while we have a timeout taken on the floor, we're going to take some time and tell you about some upcoming basketball camps. If you are interested, or if your son or daughter is interested in getting better at basketball, they can do so with the Huffman basketball camps. We've got 3 of them coming up here in Northern Michigan over the holidays. You can check them out here. We're going to post that. To register your son or daughter, visit www.hbelitetraining.com/camps. And there's the schedule right there. The first one for the Traverse City Huffman Basketball Skills Camp, Saturday at 10 a.m. TC Central High School. And then Wednesday, December 27th at Manton High School. And then lastly, Saturday, December 30th at Immaculate Conception Elementary School in Traverse City. That's our friend and special guest on tonight's broadcast, Trevor Huffman. So Luke Gilo, 9 points in the quarter. Trevor starting to take over a little bit. We talked about it at halftime about his ability. A Division I prospect, you want to see them being able to take over quarters, sometimes even games. What have you seen from him so far in the third quarter?
Yeah, I think he's put it into another gear here in the third quarter. You know, he got another dunk. He moved without the ball, got a layup, took it to the rack strong. You know, he's really, really strong left-handed player. You know, I think Elk Rapids is really going to have to focus on pushing him to his weak hand and seeing what he can do. You know, I think that's, you know, you try to take people away from their habits and see what kind of habits he has going the other way. But so far, he's been unstoppable.
Offensive rebound by Aiden Locker, swung to Gilo on the corner, 3-pointer, just short. Rebound by Bethy. Pass inside, being swung around. That was Pointer who had it. And Gilo has it in the corner being guarded. He's going to go baseline, look to drive, flips it up off the reverse, and drops it in. So he's continuing to carry this Blue Devil offense right now in the third quarter. Give him 11. Bargy checks into the game for the Elks. Cotterman driving baseline, flips up the floater. That's a nice shot by Keegan Cotterman.
I like Cotterman's game. You know, he's got a big frame. He's athletic. I saw him this summer, and looks like some of the work he's put in is starting to pay off. He's got to stay aggressive.
By our unofficial count, Gilo with 21 points in the contest. Trino Lamorato trying to find an open teammate. He gets it to Pointer up top. Gilo on a little L cut, pulls up from three. Too strong. Didn't have quite the arc on that jump shot as Caldy clears it for the Elks. And that one's thrown out of bounds.
Just got to take your time there. You know, didn't really have numbers on that offensive transition. You know, as a guard, you just want to get a good shot. You're down 5. You got a minute to go in the third. You know, you got to try to pull it out and get something good there if you don't have an advantage.
This was a 3-point game at halftime as Gilo drives right down the middle. Can't give up that left hand, and he takes advantage of that Elk Rapids defense for 2 more points. He's got 23 in the contest. And 15 in the, or either 10 or 13 or 15 in the quarter. As that one's dribbled out of bounds, or tossed out of bounds. Another Elk Rapids turnover. That's 2 on consecutive possessions. And the Blue Devils can extend this with a 3-pointer to a 10-point game.
It's a good timeout here. It's a good timeout. I wanted to say Luke has gone left.
Right.
You know, he's got that look in his eye. You know, when that you see that guy, he's squaring you up.
Mm-hmm.
You know that if you're not guarding Luke, where should you be? You know, you're going to have to force the ball out of his hand. I think Coach Ball's got to be saying this right now. We have to keep an eye and be in those gaps on his drives, especially when he's going left. He's just too athletic. He's too explosive. He can get from the half court to the rim in one dribble, you know?
Yep, and we did see him go right on that baseline move with the nice reverse finish.
That was nice.
That was a nice finish, and
he's showing me some new stuff now.
Yeah.
He's bringing out his bag, as they say.
As the kids call it.
Yep.
And with Elk Rapids having back-to-back turnovers on their most recent 2 possessions, the Blue Devils can make this a 9 or 10-point game, depending on what type of basket they get, as it's inbounded to Gilo, guarded by Keegan Cotterman. 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Lamorato, far side to Pointer. Up top, 3-pointer, no good. Gilo taps this one out of bounds. Cotterman saves it to Bargy. 25 seconds remaining for the Elks. Cotterman hands off to Kerfoot. Wide open trailing 3 for Kerfoot is up and down as Kerfoot makes yet another 3, give him 16 points in the game.
You got to kind of ride that hot hand right now for Elk Rapids with Kerfoot. He's been really efficient. You know, you got to keep trying to find a way to keep him involved.
Gilo with the 3-pointer at the end of the quarter, and that's going to do it. So after 3 quarters of play, Blue Devils 38, Elks 34. Blue Devils win the third quarter by 1 point. And we've got a tight game going into the fourth quarter here on Next Level Broadcasting. When we come back, fourth quarter action. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a good one brewing here from Elk Rapids High School here on Next Level Broadcasting's coverage of Michigan High School basketball. We'll be back in 1 minute after a word from these advertisers.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Point City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Okay, welcome back here. It's the fourth quarter now underway here on Next Level Broadcasting. Blue Devils and Elks getting things going from Elk Rapids High School. Gilo trying to free himself up. Far side it goes to Pointer. Aiden Locker teeing up the three-pointer and drains it. So Aiden Locker says, hey, I can get in on the scoring action too. And the Blue Devils now have a 7-point lead, 41-34. Three-pointer by Kerfoot, no good. Gilo clears the defensive rebound, stolen away by the Elks inside. Bargy gets it, put back by Cotterman, and he gets it off the window. So Cotterman with another basket as the Blue Devils coming the other way. That's Trino Lamorato. Bargy now shading Gilo toward his right. And Gilo going baseline to the right. Floater with the left, no good. Rebounded, cleared by Bargy. Good, strong rebound. Elks can cut this to a one-possession game with a made field goal. Working it around that Gaylord Blue Devils zone. Elk Rapids, it's in the hands of Cotterman. Two-pointer deep, two-pointer no good. Rebounded and controlled by the Blue Devils. That was William Bethy who got the defensive rebound. Trino Lamorato with it. Far side it goes to Pointer. Pointer being guarded by Bargy. Bethy comes, finds the ball. Luke Gilo coming to set the ball screen. And Elk Rapids switched it. Open jump shot for Locker in the corner, no good. And there's your answer there, Trevor. You talked about what would happen if Gilo set the ball screen. They switched it. Open shot for Kerfoot. Offensive rebound coming to Ward. Ward finds an open teammate. He got it to Resco. Corner goes to Kerfoot. Up top to Ward, looking at the shot. Dribble handoff to Kerfoot. Inside to Cotterman at the just at the left elbow. Three-pointer up, no good by Resco. Soaring rebound inside by Cotterman, no good. Jump ball, possession arrow favoring the Blue Devils. Elks with some really good looks at the basket there, Trevor, just not able to knock anything down.
That was a great look. You know, it's one of those things, you know, when you play against the 2-3 zone, you're going to get open looks. You know, I think you want to try to get something going to the basket, or, you know, offensive rebound like that was unfortunate. They had a good look there. But, yeah, the last play with Luke, you know, he sets the ball screen. He's got to move after that. You know, they got him a wide open shot, but he's got to dive to the basket, or he's got to pop and look for that shot.
Actually, I was confused on the possession arrows. Kerfoot lets a three go, no good. Offensive rebound comes right back to Kerfoot. And the Elks maintain possession here, working it around. Spencer with it. Swings it to Kerfoot. And he comes over to Haven Summers. Up top to Hilly. And they're trying to get this one to the corner to Kerfoot. Three-pointer is up and down. And you can see that offensive zone play starting to develop. And Kerfoot makes good on the second chance possession for the Elks.
That was a great ATO with Coach Ball there.
As a turnover going against the Blue Devils. Trevor, you were saying there with that possession by the Elks.
Yeah, they reversed it to Kerfoot, and then they ran him off of a double screen along the baseline to set play. It was they're getting him the ball. It's a great set. You gotta keep getting it to your hot shooter right now, and that's definitely Kerfoot. He's playing a heck of a game.
Connor Fake coming in for the Blue Devils. As they're still staying in this matchup. Well, I don't want to say it's a matchup 2-3, but an extended 2-3. Hard pinch at the elbows.
Yeah, they're playing pretty high right now. They should be.
As Hilly tees up a three, no good. Rebound tapped off of Caden Keck's hands, and it'll be Blue Devil basketball. 4 minutes, 23 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And, well, it was a three-point game at half. It's currently a two-point game. If you tuned in tonight, you got exactly what you thought you were going to get from these two teams. As Connor Fake with it, being guarded by Haven Summers, gets a high screen from Byram. Over it goes to Gilo. Gilo sizing up Brendan Shockley. 17-foot pull-up jump shots, no good. Connor Byram and Vanderveer crash on the offensive rebounds. Lamorato in the corner with it, being guarded tightly by Hilly. And it's a one-on-one ISO. Gilo putting it on the floor, getting to his spot. Couldn't finish it at the rim. Rebounded Kerfoot. Up the floor it goes to Summers. 2-on-1 break for the Elks. Spencer has it inside. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. And the Elks with a chance to tie the game here. They're 0 for 2 from the free throw line so far, but 2 big free throws coming up.
They're doing a much better job kind of forcing Luke out into, hitting floaters and mid-range pull-ups. They're doing a better job on their help side defense.
TB take it. Or yeah, leave it there. Leave it at the school. Yeah. As Gilo on the steal after a little bit of a frantic Elk Rapids possession. Still a 2-point game. Gilo working against Shockley. A little floater in the lane after the killer crossover. And Gilo gets another bucket, his first of the fourth quarter.
There's a big bucket through the leg cross, Timmy Hardaway style. Who taught him that? Wills Lee from Huffman Basketball, probably.
43-39 the score. Blue Devils and Elks. Blue Devils still in this 2-3 zone defense. Elks up top to Spencer, swung around the perimeter. Kerfoot teeing up another three-pointer, no good. Rebounded inside by Connor Byram, and he's fouled. And let's see who this one is on, going against the Elks, I presume. Good defensive board by Byram and the Blue Devils, and you can see now with the size of the Blue Devils why that zone is appealing to them as a schematic approach.
Yeah, there's get out on shooters, force contested three-pointers. It's usually a winning solution if you can get that defensive rebound.
Gilo being guarded by Shockley. Little ISO play here. Gilo on the hesitation, drives, baseline, shut off, turns it over. Miscommunication between him and Connor Fake. So the Blue Devils turn it over on an opportunity to go up by 6 or 7 points. And that's big because Elk Rapids with a basket can bring it back to a one-possession game.
Yeah, he just lost sight of his offensive player driving left. He kind of slid up and he wasn't in the baseline.
Elks come to the far side corner. Christian Kerfoot with it up top. Haven Summers. Here it comes to Hilly. Back to Kerfoot. Hilly teeing the three, letting it fly and dropping it. He got all 3 of them, and it's a 1-point game. And that's the first field goal of the contest for Hilly. And Lamorato dribbling through pressure. Finds Bethy on the baseline, and Bethy finds Lamorato inside. It goes. He's in some traffic, folks. Finds Gilo at 9 feet. Kick out to Locker. Three-pointer short. Gilo snares the offensive board. Goes up. Foul counted in the foul. Oh, man, Luke Gilo flexing down there in the paint as he gets the and-one opportunity on the offensive putback. Big-time play for the Blue Devils.
Big-time rebound, big-time finish.
And that was coming on the heels of an Elk Rapids three-pointer by Hilly that brought it to a 1-point game. Gilo now shoots the free throw a little bit short, and it's rebounded by the Elks. That's Hilly now bringing it across the timeline. It's a 3-point game, just as it was at halftime, folks. We got a good one here from Elk Rapids.
Back to man-to-man here. Smart move by the Gaylord coach. Giving up some open threes. Got to match up here. Buckle down and play some man-to-man.
As the Elks swing it around the perimeter, three-pointer by Hilly, knocks it down again. He's got ice in his veins, folks. He's 2 for 2 from deep in the last 2 possessions, and we're tied at 45.
Kind of a run and jump press here. Kind of keep it out of Luke's hands. No, they're going to go trap him again. Smart.
And maybe last shot of the game here if you're the Blue Devils, Trevor.
I would.
As Aiden Locker catches it, fires it, and drains it. Maybe not last shot, just take the best shot. And that's what the Blue Devils did, and it's 48-45.
Another barn burner.
Christian Kerfoot letting it rip from deep. No good offensive board. Spencer back to Hilly, short on the three-pointer, rebounded by Bethy. He gets it to Lamorato, and Lamorato's fouled on the baseline with 19 seconds remaining. Blue Devils up 48-45. It was Aiden Locker who just knocked down his third three-pointer of the contest to give the Blue Devils this lead. Locker with 11 points in tonight's game. And we were talking here about would the Blue Devils go for the last shot or the best shot?
Yeah.
And walk me through that kind of floor, what they ran there, that set to get Locker that wide open.
I don't even know. I think there was just a miscommunication on a switch. And Locker he's been hitting shots all night, and he said, why not? Why not? It's almost Christmas.
Well, I will say this. The shot making here in the fourth quarter of this game has been tremendous.
Yes, it's gone up. It's gone up another level here.
I mean, for Elk Rapids, we've seen Hilly knock down back-to-back three-pointers on two of the Elks' last three possessions. Aiden Locker making a huge three-pointer. And
yeah, what's Locker got right now?
Locker has 11 points. Three three-pointers, one field goal for 11 points. And none bigger than the one he just hit from that far side wing.
Yeah. There's two guys you can't let beat you for Gaylord right now.
Right.
It's Locker and Gilo. And, ER is, they're pretty decently balanced, I would say. Hilly's catching fire. Kerfoot's been on fire.
So talk me through your strategy here if you're Elk Rapids. Down 3 points, 18 seconds left. You only have 3 team fouls.
Yeah, I think you you try to get the ball in the worst foul shooter's hands, and you got to get him to get to that bonus and foul as quick as you can. I don't know the percentages here. If you can get a quick turnover, it's great. But now you got to foul.
And they do. They give the foul with just 14 seconds. And it will be sidelined out of bounds as the Elks still need one more team foul before they can send the Blue Devils to the free throw line for a double bonus. This year, high school basketball, after 5 team fouls, it's a double bonus now. No more 1-on-1. Now, back in your day, Trevor, you probably knocked down some pretty big 1-on-1 free throw attempts.
I was an 85% free throw shooter. I went to church every Sunday and I said my prayers.
And the foul given there, and that will send Blue Devils to the free throw line, as that is the 5th team foul against the Elks. Foul called against Shockley. So that will send Luke Gilo to the free throw line for 2 shots. Blue Devils up 48-45. Luke Gilo with 27 points in the ball game. 0 for 1 at the line so far, and he makes the first. So give him 28 points in tonight's contest. Elks making some substitutions. Max Ward comes in, and so does Horesco. Gilo now with it. His second of 2 free throws is good. He's got 29 points on the evening, and the Blue Devils up by a handful. 12.4 seconds remaining for the Elks. And here we go, folks.
Got to get downhill.
And that one saw, Butterfingers just slipped through the hands of Hilly. And now there's 9 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Hard spot to inbound for the Blue Devils as it's put into Lamorato. Lamorato dribbling up the sideline, fouled by Horesco. And Lamorato will go to the free throw line here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They push the ball up the sideline. You got to get a shot. You got to get at least a look there. I think there was just a little miscommunication on that wing if he was supposed to be getting that pass, or I don't know exactly what happened, but there was definitely a miscue there that really is costly. But
and no good on the first free throw by Trino Lamorato. Second free throw coming his way next. Lamorato still looking for his first point of the contest. Lamorado's second free throw, no good. Controlled by Hilly, and the Elks coming down in a hurry, and a good foul to use there by the Blue Devils. Foul given by Trino Lamorato. Really smart headsy play by their point guard. And it goes. Hilly with the three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by the Blue Devils, and that's going to do it here from Elk Rapids High School. Gaylord Blue Devils come out on top over the Elk Rapids Elks 50-45. Trevor Huffman, I mean, walk us through those last couple of possessions there between these two teams. It was tied at, I believe it was tied there at 40.
45, I think.
Yeah, tied at 45. Blue Devils with the last 5 points of the half to seal this one. And how did they come out on top?
I mean, you know, it's always the little things, you know. It's always the little details. All the little things add up over the course of a game. You know, you let a shooter like Locker get going. You let Gaylord go left, or you don't force people to their weaknesses, and that's what happens. Especially at the end of the game, I thought Elk Rapids started to do a better job of making Luke take tougher shots. But then you lose Locker, the one guy that has been hot,
and can hurt you from three.
Exactly.
As Aiden Locker had 3 3-point field goals that went down the hatch into tonight's game. Luke Gaylord with unofficially 29 points here. 3 monster jams.
Only 3?
Only 3.
Felt like 7.
I mean, no, this is not a monster truck event, but we did just use the term monster jam here in a basketball game. So, I mean, your outlook for these two teams going forward, Trevor. I mean, let's start with Elk Rapids. Foundationally, you can see pieces that can round into form here and really gel to make this team a contender going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think Elk Rapids, they like to turn the pace up. They have to keep developing that drive and kick mentality. You can see some of their shooters gaining confidence throughout this game. And then it's just cleaning up those small details, not turning the ball over, not forcing bad shots, or just the little things. I think for Elk Rapids, continuing to work on some of those, offensively, driving kicks, running pick and rolls. They got away from the pick and roll game a little bit in the second half. I saw some good actions. They run that flex screen, but once you run the flex screen a few times, teams are going to adapt to it. Then you're looking, okay, who's the slipper? Who's the guy that's screening who's going to be open? You have to start playing with that second level of IQ, where that takes a lot of experience. You also have to really, really focus on that and break that down. And, you got some guys like Keegan Cotterman, who, I thought did some great things.
I thought he played a really nice game.
Oh, then Bargy, I thought, had a great first half.
Big-time shots, too, when they needed it.
Yep. Kerfoot, obviously played really well, shot the ball great. I just think they have to be more consistent. How do you get a team more consistent? Well, it's mental.
Right.
And it's doing all those little things in practice day after day. And I think on Gaylord's side, you saw one of the best players in Northern Michigan, I imagine, take over the game. And how do you stop a player that's trying to take over the game? Well, it's hard. You have to be on the same page defensively. I think Elk Rapids lost him in that third quarter. They let him get going a little bit. I would live with forced contested jumpers. If he beats me from 3 and pull-ups, and he's a great player. You have to take your hat off to him if he beats you that way. And I think he did a really good job of taking over that game when Gaylord needed it. And really exciting, electric player, electric athlete. Super fun to watch. I can't wait to play him in one-on-one.
Yeah, well, he had 29 points, only 2 of those points coming from the free throw line.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you, how efficient he was from the floor tonight. And it was fun to watch Luke Gaylord go at it. I covered Elk Rapids here Friday night versus Traverse City St. Francis. And, just over a 3-day stretch in the weekend, it looked like their ball movement and their just overall offensive flow got better. Mm-hmm. I didn't see as much pick and roll that they were able to execute in the first half tonight as they did Friday versus St. Francis. Mm-hmm. And I think the coaching adjustment that I do want to point out is that zone defense that the Blue Devils came out with in the second half, it really kind of covered up some of their pick and roll coverages that they were having problems with in the first half. And I thought that head coach Zach Napont did a good job of going to that zone defense, knowing that they were going to give up some shots, give up some open looks, and Elks made them pay initially. And then once they really needed to bear down and get a stop, they went zone, or they went man-to-man.
Right.
And I thought that was a pretty good game within the game by the men on the benches.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think that gave Gaylord a couple leak outs. They got a couple, if you can get stops and runs, stop and run, if you can string together 5 stops and you get transition buckets, in high school basketball, that's the game. If you can have a 10 to 12 point run, without the other team scoring, good luck.
Right. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in, making us a part of your Tuesday night here on Next Level Broadcasting's presentation of high school basketball. Gaylord winning this one 50 to 45 over Elk Rapids Elks here from Charles Strail, Trevor Huffman. We thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us on a Tuesday night. Good night, everyone.